Hello, dear friends. Today we have a totally crazy mode. SKIBID Toilet Berries Prison Run. Can you believe it? Tim will be escaping from SKIBID toilets. Yes, you heard that right. These creepy toilets have set up a real challenge for us, and Tim has to escape from this insane prison without getting caught.
But before we dive into this wild adventure, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Every subscription helps us create even more exciting videos so you can enjoy these thrilling moments with us.
And don't forget to hit that like button. If you're loving this idea and want to see more strange and interesting modes, your like will really help us out.
Of course, leave your comments. Tell us which part of today's video surprised you the most or what gave you the chills. Or maybe you have ideas for future modes. We'd love to hear everything you have to say.
And don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss out on new episodes. We've got a lot of exciting content coming your way, so get ready for incredible adventures.
Guys, do you smell that nasty odor? It seems like the smell of toilets. How disgusting. It's just unbearable. Let's hurry up and escape from this revolting prison before it gets even worse.
No, I don't feel anything at all. Maybe it's because my nose is stuffed, or I've just gotten so used to these smells that I don't even notice them anymore. But honestly, I'm kind of glad I can't smell that stench, because judging by how you describe it, I'd definitely be furious.
Just look at this. Under us is that stinky and disgusting toilet. It's so unpleasant to be so close to that horrible place. Every time I see that filth and smell that repulsive odor, it gives me chills. The stench seeps through the walls and seems to fill the air around us. I can't wait to get out of this terrible place.
Can you imagine what our boy Tim has to go through? All these disgusting places, these terrible smells. It's overwhelming. Every moment he spends in this dreadful environment must be so stressful. I really think he deserves a lot of support right now. So if you can, please give him a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot and help him keep going through these tough challenges.
Story time. Story will be about how Tim went on a round-the-world journey. This story began when Tim decided to fulfill his long-held dream, to embark on a round-the-world journey. Imagine him, full of enthusiasm and joy, preparing for this adventure. His eyes sparkled as he gathered everything he needed, a world map, travel guides, and of course his favorite backpack. Tim was brimming with anticipation as he was about to see new countries, meet different cultures, and make many exciting discoveries. It was so inspiring that even I, Joy, found it hard to contain my excitement. Tim had dreamed of this journey for so long, and now finally his dream was coming true.
But unfortunately, joy doesn't always go hand in hand with reality. When Tim crossed the border of his country and found himself in a completely unfamiliar place, anxiety started to build up. We have to admit that traveling doesn't always go as planned, and this is especially evident when you're far from home. Tim faced unexpected challenges, language barriers, changing weather, and complex transportation systems. In each new country, he felt his anxiety grow as he constantly wondered, what if I get lost? Or what if I can't find my way back? These thoughts haunted him, and anxiety, found it very difficult to watch his distress.
And then, as if adding insult to injury, came a moment when everything became simply unbearable. When Tim encountered several unsuccessful attempts to find accommodation and places where he was simply ignored, my anger couldn't stay out of it. He spent hours trying to figure out local rules and find alternative options, and it really made him feel frustrated. Imagine long queues, incorrectly booked tickets, and constant delays. All of this triggered a storm of emotions, and I, anger, fully felt Tim's struggle with these trials. How could anyone not get angry when everything goes wrong as planned?
But strangely enough, the toughest moments aren't always about irritation. When Tim found himself in places that clearly didn't meet his expectations, such as dirty hotels or crowded markets with unbearable smells, disgust, found it hardest to stay in the background. He faced situations that caused him deep disgust. Unkempt conditions, unpleasant odors, and poor hygiene. At times, this became a real challenge, and Tim, with no other option, had to accept it as part of his journey. Disgust, saw his internal discomfort grow vividly, and it was far from pleasant.
Despite all the difficulties, Tim didn't give up. He continued his journey, and each obstacle was overcome, each barrier crossed. His determination and willpower helped him handle any challenges, and in the end, he found satisfaction in what he saw and experienced. Joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust were all part of his journey, and although each of us contributed to his emotions, Tim learned to manage them and move forward. And while it was sometimes hard, the journey made his experience much richer and more valuable.
We all see how Tim became more confident and adaptable to the unexpected, and although anxiety still occasionally bothers him, he learned to handle it. This experience taught him how important patience and flexibility are, and how even the toughest situations can offer valuable lessons.
Despite all the difficulties and irritations, Tim understands that every challenge is an opportunity to become better. And while it's sometimes hard to deal with one's own anger, he learned to turn it into energy for achieving goals.
And although moments of disgust were unpleasant, Tim learned to handle them and view them as part of the adventure. He realized that every experience, even the most unpleasant, could be a valuable lesson.
So, this is how Tim completed his round-the-world journey. He returned home filled with incredible memories and new knowledge. And although his path was full of emotions and trials, every moment made his journey unique and unforgettable. And the next story will be about how Tim got stuck in Groundhog Day. Imagine, guys, one day Tim wakes up and realizes that every day is repeating itself. Imagine this. He wakes up in the morning, thinking everything is as usual, but then he notices strange things. For example, he already knows that the neighbor outside will trip, the bus will always arrive a minute late, and that his mom has again forgotten to turn off the kitchen light. It all seems so funny. After all, you can live this day however you want without worrying about consequences because tomorrow it all starts over again. Tim even began to test this in practice. He did some silly and funny things that he would normally never do. What fun, right? But then,
of course, the realization comes that something isn't right. Imagine how strange it becomes when every day is the same. Tim began to worry. What if I never get out of this loop? What if every day keeps repeating over and over and I can't do anything to change it? These thoughts wouldn't leave him alone, and every new morning alarm sounded more and more ominous. Every morning he woke up with a heavy feeling in his chest, knowing that another day without changes awaited him. Anxiety, couldn't stand to watch this calmly.
And that's when anger, stepped in. Imagine how frustrating it is to constantly face the same people, hear the same phrases, and know that there will be no consequences. It was all so infuriating for Tim. At one point, he even started to rebel against the day, trying to break the system, do something unexpected, scream, throw things, but it was all in vain. Everything returned to the start, and that only made him angrier. How can you be calm in such a situation when nothing can be changed? I felt the irritation boiling inside him, and I couldn't hold back this fury either.
But that's not all. Imagine how tiring it is to do the same thing every day, see the same faces, experience the same events. Everything starts to feel so dull, so disgusting. Tim couldn't stand seeing the same breakfasts, the same faces at school, hearing the same stories on TV. Everything around him became gray and gross. Disgust, could barely breathe from this monotony and sameness, and Tim felt the same way. He longed for something new, for some change, but he couldn't achieve it.
but you know what's most interesting? In the end, Tim realized that the only way to escape this endless loop was to change himself. He understood that every new day was a chance to become better, try something new, and find joy in the little things. And when he really started to do things differently, caring for others, learning new things, being attentive to those around him, this day finally changed. The next day he woke up, and everything was new. The lesson is that sometimes, to change the world around you, you first need to change yourself. Well, friends, it's time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventures. Your comments are also very important to us, So be sure to let us know what you liked and what you'd like to see in the future. Good luck to everyone, and see you soon. Hello, everyone. My name is Joy. With me are my friends Anxiety, Anger, and Disgust. Today, we're going to play the game mode Escape Evil Stepdad.
Guys, did you hear what he said to our boy Tim? I'm really scared. What if this evil stepdad does something bad to us?
What does that jerk think he's doing? All right, we're not wasting any time. The window! We can escape through the window. We're not going to let this old man boss us around.
Great, we've been spotted. That guy is so annoying. So what's the plan now?
I think we can get out through the next window. Yes, definitely. Let's go. We'll make it out. Everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so Tim can defeat the evil stepdad. Also, comment down below which mode we should play next.
Joy, how can you stay so calm in a situation like this? It's really, really scary. I can't even think about what would happen if Tim falls or gets caught by the stepdad. I'm so scared.
Wow, look at those huge saw. It's pretty creepy for sure. But hey, don't worry everyone. We're going to kick that old man's butt. And as for the other obstacles, Tim's a smart kid. He'll manage to get through this and escape.
Oh no, this is terrible, dangerous, and gross. Don't we have any other options for escape? Why is it always lava, saws, and knives?
All right, if that's our only escape plan, then we don't have much choice. But honestly, it's not that bad. Look around. Everything's actually kind of friendly, don't you think?
Oh no! It's the evil stepdad! I get so scared when he's around and watching us. We need to sneak past him as quietly and carefully as possible, but it's so terrifying.
I'm about to explode with anger. What does he want from us? Why is he staring at Tim? Stupid evil stepdad.
It stinks. Ugh, how badly he smells. Does this guy even know what a shower is? He clearly doesn't practice hygiene at all.
Guys, I think we need to hurry and escape through that ventilation. The evil stepdad is nearby and he might catch us. Tim, please hurry,
Oh no, it's so cramped here. I'm scared. Why do we always have to crawl through ventilation? Ah! The evil stepdad is so close to Tim. Let's hurry. I'm really terrified.
If it weren't for this grate, I'd definitely show him my strength. Go, Tim. Move forward and don't look back. We need to escape from this damn home prison.
Oh God, these huge lawnmowers. This is terrifying. They're so loud and stinky, I can't stand them. When are we ever going to get out of here?
Lawnmowers! I think this isn't the toughest challenge for Tim. He'll manage it. Guys, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. So, let's see if you can hit that like button and subscribe in 5 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you make it? If not, I'm giving you another 5 seconds.
Joy, I think everyone has managed to do it. It's time to move on to the stories.
We love being emotions for Tim. Once, while walking through the forest, he stumbled upon an old box decorated with strange symbols. Tim was ecstatic when he discovered it was magical and could grant wishes. The box was special. It could only grant wishes that helped others. Tim immediately decided to use it to make the world a better place.
Of course, I was a bit worried. Powerful things like a magical box can be dangerous if used incorrectly. Tim started small. He wished for his friend Jack, who was sick, to get better. And believe it or not, Jack did get better. Tim was thrilled, but I couldn't shake my anxiety. What if the wishes had side effects?
I was a bit annoyed that Tim didn't first check how the box worked. He was so excited about helping others that he didn't think about the consequences. But when we saw Jack healthy and happy, my anger subsided. Tim used the box with good intentions, and that was important. I hoped he'd be wise and not wish for something that could cause problems.
When Tim began using the box for more significant changes, like helping the local animal shelter, I felt a twinge of unease. He had good intentions, but the box looked old and a bit creepy. I couldn't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But all of Tim's wishes came true exactly as he intended, which gave us all hope.
Each new wish Tim made brought joy and relief to those around him. He wished for new swings and slides in the park, and soon the city authorities installed new equipment. Tim also helped his family and neighbors, and even organized aid for those in need. The box was a real miracle, but most importantly, Tim learned the value of helping others and being kind.
Still, I continued to worry. How long would the box work? And what would happen if Tim wished for something wrong or selfish? I knew Tim was a good boy, but the box's power was too great to underestimate. I hoped Tim would be careful and wise with his wishes.
It sometimes frustrated me when Tim faced difficulties or when people didn't understand his good intentions. He tried so hard to help, but some people just didn't see how much he was doing for everyone. It wasn't fair, but I was proud of how Tim handled these situations. He didn't give up and continued to do good.
The box, though it brought much good, still seemed a bit strange and unsettling to me. But over time, I learned to accept it as part of our lives. The main thing was that Tim used it for good deeds and learned along the way. We all understood that the box wasn't just a magical object, but a tool that helped Tim and others become better.
In the end, Tim learned that true magic wasn't in the box, but in his own good deeds and actions. Even without magical help, he could bring joy and relief to others simply by being attentive and caring. The box disappeared as suddenly as it had appeared, leaving behind not only good deeds but valuable lessons that Tim would remember for a lifetime. We were happy to be part of this amazing story and to see how our Tim grew and became kinder and wiser. Today is a big day in Tim's head. His parents gave him a brand new phone and Tim is over the moon with happiness. He had been dreaming about this for a long time and now he finally got such an amazing gift. Tim immediately started setting up the phone, downloading games and apps. We all felt his joy and excitement. It was contagious.
On the other hand, I was a bit worried. New phones are so fragile, and Tim can sometimes be a bit careless. I kept reminding him to put on a protective case and screen cover to avoid breaking the phone. And of course, there's the internet and social media. What if he gets into some unpleasant situation?
When Tim started telling his friends about the new phone, I felt a slight irritation. Some kids immediately started feeling jealous, and one even joked that Tim would soon become addicted to the phone. That made me angry. Tim deserved this gift, and it's not his fault that not everyone has such things. I wanted his friends to be happy for him, not tease him.
A particularly unpleasant moment was when Tim started watching a lot of videos online. Some of them were frankly boring and pointless. I felt disgusted that he was wasting so much time on nonsense. I tried to hint to Tim that it would be better to use the phone for something useful or interesting, like learning something new or connecting with friends.
But overall, there was a lot of joy. Tim found many useful apps online that helped him learn and grow. He even started trying to program simple games. It was so great to see how the new phone opened up new opportunities and hobbies for him.
Of course, I continued to worry a bit about the time he spent on the phone. I tried to remind him that it's important not to forget about real life and friends, as well as studying. We all work together to find a balance between fun and useful activities.
And when Tim started sharing useful knowledge and interesting discoveries with his friends, I felt proud. He wasn't just enjoying his new phone, but also using it to help others and share joy. This was a real example of how technology can be used for good.
Sometimes I was still concerned that Tim might get too absorbed in something not very useful. But I was glad that he became more mindful and started choosing quality content. It was important to see that he wasn't just consuming information, but also learning to critically evaluate it.
In the end, the new phone became not just a gadget for Tim, but a tool for self-expression and self-development. We were all happy that we could help him find the right path and learn to use technology wisely and joyfully.
Guys, write in the comments how you like the stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Also, to not miss new videos, click the bell icon.
Guys, we're almost there. If we defeat Evil Stepdad, we can return home. We have to believe in ourselves and each other.
Yes, enthusiasm alone isn't enough. This evil stepdad has been getting in our way for too long. We need to act quickly and decisively.
His laugh is so annoying and he smells awful. I hope we can handle this without too much trouble.
Oh no, what if we can't beat him? He's so strong and cunning. Do we have a backup plan?
Don't worry, Anxiety. We have a plan, and we're ready. We're all different, but that's our strength. Anger, you can distract him with your intensity. Disgust, use your sense of smell to find his weak spot. And Anxiety and I will support you and keep an eye on the situation.
Great, I'm ready to get angry and end this for good.
Of course! Together we will win! Let's show the evil stepfather that he picked the wrong team to mess with.
Yes! We did it! We defeated the old evil stepfather. He got what he deserved. Well done, team. To our viewers, thank you for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. Goodbye, everyone.
Hello, friends. We're back with you. Today, our boy Tim will be playing a new mode. Escape Joy Inside Out Barry's prison school. It's going to be fun and exciting. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss new videos. Let's go.
Oh no, this is very dangerous. Look at the chasm beneath us. I'm so worried about our boy Tim. How is he going to get across? I hope he will be careful and not make any rash decisions. We need to support him so he doesn't succumb to fear and make a mistake.
How dare they put such a dangerous obstacle in his path? This is outrageous! How is Tim supposed to overcome this with so many dangers around? But I know he is strong and will manage. Let's help him focus and overcome this challenge.
It's so filthy here. This place looks completely abandoned and dangerous. Tim, please be careful and don't touch anything unnecessary. We don't need any more problems.
I'm sure Tim can handle it. He's always been brave and resourceful. This challenge is just another step on his way to victory. Let's support him and believe in his abilities.
Oh no, we're in the ventilation shaft and it's so cramped and scary. This confined space makes me nervous. Tim, please hurry. I can't stay in such a narrow place any longer.
Ugh, this place is a nightmare. How did we even end up here? We need to get out of here quickly. I don't want Tim to get stuck. Who even thought up these ridiculous mazes? They're just making our journey harder.
And it's dusty here too. The ventilation shaft looks like it hasn't been cleaned in years. Tim, be careful not to breathe in all this dirt. We need to get out of here fast before we all get covered in dust.
Don't worry, everyone. Tim always finds a way out. We've overcome so much together, and this will be no different. He'll get through this quickly, and we can continue our adventure. Believe in him, he can do it.
Oh no, a scary teacher is chasing us. This is really frightening. She looks so strict and menacing. Tim, we need to find a way out and escape from her. But Joy, why does she look so much like you? It's strange and unsettling.
I don't understand why she looks so much like me either. Maybe it's just a trick of the light or a coincidence. Don't worry, Tim will handle it. We've faced challenges before and always found a way out. The important thing is to stay calm and keep moving forward.
What on earth are we doing here? Why are we stuck in this awful school? Tim, be careful, but hurry up. We need to get out of here as soon as possible.
Guys, no need to panic. I'm sure Tim will handle this and everything will be okay.
Oh my God, those pears are terrifying. Tim, please be careful. If you hit one, you might fall.
Oh no, not this. Trolls, this is really scary. It's so high up. Tim, please hold on tight.
Guys, I think while Tim is going through these challenges, we can share some interesting stories with our viewers. If you, our viewers, have liked and subscribed, let's see if you can like and subscribe in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you didn't make it, we're giving you 5 more seconds. And now, let's get to the story.
The day began with tension. Rumors spread through the town about a gang planning to rob the local bank. Our police officer, Jack, was ready for any threat. When we heard about it, I was filled with determination. We couldn't let criminals destroy the peace of our town. I was ready to act, feeling the heat of righteous anger. We all knew Jack had to protect the residents, and we were geared up for the fight.
However, with each new report that came to the station, my anxiety grew. The gang was well organized and armed. I worried that Jack might face dangers he wasn't prepared for. We needed to find a way to warn the residents and prepare for any scenario. My anxiety was a reminder to be cautious and vigilant, keeping possible threats in mind.
When we received precise information about the time and place the gang planned to strike, I felt disgusted by their audacity and lack of principles. These people were willing to harm innocents for their own gain. I was repulsed by their plans and knew Jack had to stop them at any cost. We all believed in his ability to handle the situation, but the feeling of disgust gave me extra motivation.
Then, when the crucial moment arrived, Jack and his team set up an ambush. We watched as the criminals were caught off guard and couldn't contain our joy when the plan worked perfectly. In one moment, tension turned to relief and exhilaration. The criminals were captured and no innocent people were hurt. Jack showed incredible courage and professionalism, and we were proud to be his emotions, supporting him in these moments.
As the criminals were put into the police car, I still felt echoes of anger. But now it was not just anger, but a sense of justice that we all shared. Jack proved that justice exists and that our town is protected from those who wish to disrupt its peace.
My anxiety slowly faded as it became clear the threat had passed. I still worried about the future and potential new dangers, but this incident showed that Jack and his team were capable of much. I knew we had to continue being vigilant and prepared for any challenges.
I felt relieved that the criminals were caught, and the disgust at their actions now remained in the past. They got what they deserved, which restored faith in justice and order. We all took pride in Jack's ability to protect our town.
At the end of the day, when everything had settled, we felt proud and joyful that we were able to help Jack and his team protect the town. This day was an important reminder that we all play a role in maintaining peace and safety. We were grateful that Jack, our brave and selfless police officer, was ready to protect his fellow citizens.
Guys, how did you like our story? Did you enjoy it? If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, Tim has reached the final race against Disgust. Yes, the very same character from Inside Out 2.
Guys, let's wish Tim good luck. I'm sure he can do it and finish first.
Guys, isn't this a bit too dangerous? Maybe we shouldn't go so fast. I think we can overtake her anyway, but let's not rush too much.
Anxiety, don't worry. Tim has everything under control, but this version of Disgust looks awful. Really awful. I'm not like her, right? We're completely different. I'm not as disgusting as she is.
Tim, please hurry. We're so close to overtaking her. I believe in you. You can do it. Just keep going and don't be afraid. Come on, Tim.
Hooray! We overtook her. But please, Tim, be careful. I worry about you a lot. There's no need to risk your life for a race victory. You're the most important thing to us. Be careful.
Tim, come on, beat her. You have to win at any cost. I believe in you. There's so much at stake. Go, Tim, go. Only forward.
Just a little bit more. Yes! I can see the finish line.
Yes, Tim, great job. You beat the opponent. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you again. Today, we have a truly unusual adventure. Tim is about to tackle a creepy mode called Scary Doll Curse. Just think about it. Dolls and curses, this is something new. I hope we can avoid all the traps and solve all the mysteries.
Hi, everyone. Oh, guys, I'm already nervous. This mode sounds really scary. Dolls can be so creepy, especially when it comes to curses. I just can't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But if you all support Tim, I'm sure he'll make it through, despite all my fears.
Hey, everyone. Are you ready for a real challenge? I've heard that this mode is one of the hardest and scariest, but Tim is no coward. If any doll tries to scare him, we'll show it who's boss. Nobody will stop us on our way to victory.
Hello, dear viewers. Just think about it. Dolls. And they could be dirty, dusty, and who knows what else. I really hope it's not as awful as it sounds. But knowing how these modes can be, I can only hope for the best and for your support, guys. Please, keep your fingers crossed for Tim so he doesn't have to deal with anything truly gross.
I'm already so excited. What an exciting adventure awaits us, solving the mystery of the cursed dolls. I'm sure that with your support, Tim will find a way to overcome all the dangers and puzzles. This is going to be thrilling, and I'm so glad you're with us.
It's important to remember that this mode might have some unexpected twists. But with you guys and Tim leading the way, I hope we can avoid all the traps. Everything will be okay, right? We just need to be careful and cautious.
So are you ready to show these dolls who's boss? Don't be afraid of them. They're not that scary. If we need to, we'll deal with them the best we can. The main thing is not to give up and to go all the way, no matter how scary it gets.
And please, let's hope there's nothing truly disgusting. I can't stand those dirty old dolls, especially if they're covered in cobwebs or worse. But for you and Tim, I'm willing to endure it. The most important thing is for him to get through this challenge.
Wow, Tim, look! We're in some sort of lava room, and there's a portal ahead. To open it, we need to find 3 green orbs and place them in those special slots. This is going to be a real challenge, but I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, Tim, be very careful. Lava is everywhere, and you need to be extremely cautious. One wrong move, and I don't even want to think about it. Just don't rush, hold the orbs tightly, and watch every step.
Enough worrying. Let's just grab those orbs and open the portal. You don't want to stay here longer than necessary, right? Come on, Tim. Collect them all and get that portal open. You can do it. Just don't waste time.
Ugh, those orbs look like they've been pulled right out of the lava. But Tim, you'll have to deal with it. Grab them carefully and place them in the slots quickly so we can get out of here. I really hope we don't have to deal with anything even more disgusting after this.
And the next story will be about the day when Tim decided to enter his first skateboarding competition. Oh, you should have seen how exciting it was. Tim had been preparing for this moment for months. Every day after school, he would go out into the yard and practice no matter the weather or how tired he was. And finally, the day arrived when he was supposed to show everyone what he had achieved. I remember him putting on his favorite cap and grabbing his skateboard with such a determined look on his face. We were all so excited. I could see his eyes shining as if they were reflecting the sun, and that filled us with confidence. We knew Tim could handle whatever came his way.
Yeah, but as soon as we got to the competition site, I started getting irritated. Those other skateboarders, all so cocky and smug, standing around bragging about their tricks as if they thought rookies like Tim didn't stand a chance. They were talking about their complex moves, and honestly, it really got on my nerves. I was so furious inside, I felt like walking right up to them and telling them exactly what I thought. But Tim kept his cool. He just stood there, watching the course intently, like he wanted to memorize every detail. He didn't pay attention to their chatter and just focused on why he was there.
Oh, I was so scared. Those ramps, the height, the speed, it all seemed so dangerous. I just couldn't calm down. I remember thinking, what if he doesn't make it? What if he falls? What if the other skateboarders knock him down? My hands were literally shaking when Tim started skating. Even when he was doing simple tricks, my heart was pounding so loud, it felt like everyone around could hear it. But still, despite my fears, I knew Tim was giving it his all, and that gave me a little strength. I kept reminding myself that he had practiced a lot and was ready for this.
And I was so worried about all the dirt on the course. It was just horrible. There were spilled drinks, dirty rags lying around, and one of the skateboarders even fell into a puddle. I kept watching to make sure Tim didn't accidentally step in the dirt or get dirty. You know, it's important to not only skate well at a competition, but also to look good. Cleanliness and order are always important, especially when you're in the spotlight.
But how happy I was when Tim finally hit the course. He started off slow but steady, checking out every turn and ramp. And when he performed his first trick, an ollie, we all held our breath in anticipation. And then, he nailed it. The crowd erupted in applause, and I could barely contain myself from screaming with joy. It was his moment, and he nailed it. I'll remember that moment forever. Tim proved to himself and everyone else that he's a real athlete, despite all the obstacles.
And those who laughed at him at the beginning quickly went silent. They realized that they shouldn't underestimate Tim. I was so proud of him. He showed that actions speak louder than words, and now everyone knows that Tim is no joke.
And I even calmed down a bit. Tim showed that he can handle challenges, and that gave me a little more confidence in the future. But still, every time he gets ready for a new competition, I'll be worried. After all, it's my job to look out for his safety.
In the end, Tim took second place, and it was just amazing. This was his first competition, and such a success is an incredible achievement. We all experienced this day together, and I'm sure Tim has many more victories ahead. So don't be afraid to dream and work hard, and you'll definitely achieve your goals. The next story is about how Tim went to space and saved the Earth from meteors, and how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped him in this adventure.
It all started when Tim received an incredible offer to become an astronaut and go to space to prevent meteors from hitting Earth. We, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, were in his head, and each of us played our role in this amazing journey. From the very beginning, Tim was ready for anything. In space, he had to face many challenges, and I was there to remind him of the importance of being decisive and not fearing difficulties. Each obstacle made him feel anger, but it helped him act quickly and resolutely.
While anger was pushing Tim to act, my job was to support him in moments of fear and uncertainty. Space is a vast and unknown place, and even the most experienced astronauts feel anxiety about the unknown. I reminded Tim of the importance of staying calm and planning every action carefully.
And I was the one who helped Tim deal with unpleasant situations. Space is full of unexpected and sometimes unpleasant situations, and I tried to help him not to be distracted by them. Tim needed to stay focused, despite any unpleasantness that might arise.
When Tim finally arrived in space, he was amazed by the beauty of the stars and planets. I was proud to help him see and appreciate this splendor. We enjoyed the moment and were inspired, which gave him strength and confidence.
But as soon as the first meteors appeared, my role became critical. These huge rocks were heading towards Earth, and I had to support Tim in his determination to deflect them. His anger and resolve were necessary to handle such threats.
Each time the meteors approached, my anxiety increased. I worried about Tim making mistakes at such a critical moment. But I also tried to support him morally, reminding him that every step required caution and precision.
While Tim was fighting the meteors, I helped him maintain his focus despite all the unpleasantness. In space, there are sometimes pollutants and other unpleasant things that could distract him. I helped him stay concentrated on the main task.
And so, after a tense battle, Tim successfully deflected the last meteors and saved Earth from disaster. We were all immensely happy that he managed the task and returned home as a hero. His courage and determination became an example for everyone.
Sometimes it's necessary to express anger and determination to overcome challenges. Tim showed that even in the most stressful moments, it's important to maintain resolve and act quickly.
And although anxiety can be a challenging feeling, it can help us be attentive and cautious. Tim learned to use it to carefully plan his actions and avoid mistakes.
Even unpleasant moments can be important if we know how to deal with them. Tim proved that you can overcome any difficulty by staying focused and not being distracted by negative aspects.
Well, that's the end of our thrilling escape from the evil doll in the scary doll curse mode. We hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. We had a great time playing together.
Yeah, it was fun, but also pretty scary. That doll really gave us a hard time. We did our best to get through this mode, and I hope you enjoyed watching our attempts, but we're ready to do even more.
If you like this mode and want to see more exciting games, let us know. It's important for us to know what you want to see, so we can prepare something even more thrilling for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this adventure. Your comments and activity help us know what interests you and what you want to see next.
So, if you want a continuation or other interesting modes, write in the comments what you liked and what you'd like to see next. We're excited to work for you and create new entertaining moments. Goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us in this scary adventure. We'll see you in the next video. Hi, friends. We're so glad you're with us today. We've got another exciting day ahead, and Tim is ready for the challenges. But there's something I want to share with you. Tim isn't feeling his best today. He's a bit under the weather. So, some of the challenges might not go smoothly on the first try, and he may need to give them a few attempts.
Yeah, that's right. And if anyone thinks about criticizing him, I'd advise against it. Tim always gives his all, even when he's not feeling great. But you know what? We're here to support him. So if he falls or makes a mistake, let's all cheer him on together.
I'm so worried about him. I hope you guys understand that Tim is doing his best, even though he's not in top form. It would really mean a lot if you could show him some love with likes and kind words in the comments. That will help him feel like he's not alone and that he has real friends among you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's show some patience and understanding. Things don't always go as planned, especially when you're not feeling well. So if you see Tim go off course or mess up, support him instead of judging. And don't forget to leave your like. He definitely deserves it today.
Thank you guys for being here with us and supporting Tim on this tough day. Your support really matters, and we know that with you, Tim will get through all the challenges no matter how tough they are. So let's get started. We're sure it'll be fun, even if everything isn't perfect. So guys, right now we're escaping from the evil grandma in Roblox in a mode called Escape Evil Grandma. This is going to be thrilling.
Evil grandma? Perfect! The tougher it is, the better. I'm sure she's filled her house with all kinds of traps. But Tim will get through them all.
Oh, I'm already scared. What if she suddenly pops out from around the corner or sets some terrible trap? Tim, be really careful. Who knows what might happen?
And why is everything in her house so old and dusty? Ugh, I hope we don't have to jump over dirty tables or crawl through some gross places. That would be just awful.
Wow, Tim's in an exciting room. These platforms look pretty fun. If he jumps like a superhero, he'll make it through.
This room is full of challenges, and Tim needs to be determined. The platforms might be slippery and the lava is really dangerous. He needs to stay focused and act quickly, or he won't make it to the end.
Time for stories. Today's story is about how Tim went fishing and caught a golden fish that grants 3 wishes. The day started like any other weekend for Tim. He decided to spend it by the picturesque lake where the water was clear and the air was fresh.
It was actually a great idea, but casting a line and waiting isn't always easy. We all know fishing can be tiring, and I was ready to get frustrated if Tim didn't catch any fish. But when he finally felt a tug, everything changed.
Yes, it was truly nerve-wracking. I was a bit anxious when he felt something unusual on the line. You never know what it might be, and Tim could have faced unexpected problems. I hope it's not something dangerous, I thought.
Thankfully, it all turned out fine. I was a little concerned it might be an unpleasant sight, but when I saw the golden fish, it was impressive. Wow, a golden fish. I hope it won't be too gross.
When Tim pulled out the golden fish, it spoke. Thank you for freeing me. I will grant you 3 wishes. Remember to choose wisely. Tim was thrilled and immediately started thinking about his wishes.
It's good he has a chance to use these wishes. I hope he doesn't waste them on trivial things. This is a great opportunity to do something really important.
Let's make sure he makes the right choices. This could impact his life and the lives of others. I hope he doesn't make a mistake.
Well, gold and magic aren't really my thing, but if it helps Tim, so be it. 3 wishes are a lot of opportunities.
Tim was overjoyed when he made his first wish. I want my friends to always be around, and for us to be able to spend time together. It was very touching.
That's a great first wish. Friends are important, and he made the right choice. Now let's see what he chooses next.
His next wish was, I want everyone around to be happy and healthy. That was also a wise decision that could make the world a better place.
Still, I hope this doesn't lead to any unpleasant consequences. Sometimes even good intentions can have unexpected side effects.
Finally, Tim said, I want everyone to have the chance to fulfill their dreams, just like I was able to fulfill mine. It was a magnificent final wish.
Wonderful. That was really well thought out. I hope everything comes true.
The golden fish nodded and said, Your wishes will be granted. Remember to care for others and be thankful for what you have.
Well, that's it. Let's hope everything goes well and doesn't cause any problems.
Thus, Tim had an amazing day fishing, and his wishes became reality. I hope you enjoyed this story.
It was truly exciting. I hope Tim learned a lesson and used his wishes wisely.
Yes, and I hope everything will go well for him in the future. It's important to remember your wishes and make the right decisions.
Well, at least we saw something unusual. I wonder what will happen next.
And the next story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust found themselves in the mind of a transformer robot who saved Earth. Imagine this, a giant transformer robot as majestic as a skyscraper, with a mind that could process information faster than any computer. But even a robot like that has thoughts and emotions. And there we were, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust in his head. Our mission was to help him make decisions at the most critical moment when the fate of the entire Earth was hanging by a thread. I could feel that this was our chance. A chance to prove that even in the toughest situations, you can find joy and make the task exciting. I kept reminding him that it's important to believe in himself and his strength, that together we could overcome any challenges.
But things were far from as simple as Joy made them out to be. She saw the bright side of everything, but I could feel the tension and the need to act. The enemies were closing in, and every second of hesitation brought them closer to victory. I was boiling with anger and determination. I knew we couldn't waste time on doubts. We had to act, be decisive, and not let emotions get the better of us. Because if we showed any weakness, the enemies would strike without hesitation. I reminded the robot that the world is full of dangers, and if we weren't strong and ready for battle, we would be destroyed.
For me, this situation was a real nightmare. Unlike anger, who saw everything in black and white, I understood how many dangers were lurking behind each step. My mind was full of worries and doubts. What if the robot made the wrong decision? I kept reminding him of the possible risks. Every time he was about to do something risky, I made him stop and think. I knew that if I didn't do this, the consequences could be catastrophic.
And as for me, I looked at all of this and thought that much of what was happening was, to put it mildly, unpleasant. Sure, the robot was strong and powerful, but sometimes it seemed to me that he lacked finesse in his actions. All those explosions, battles, and destruction. Rough, dirty, not my style. I often said to him, couldn't we do without that? Or, why does everything have to be so complicated? Of course, in a situation like this, my words didn't always resonate. But I kept pointing out all these little things because I knew they were important. Even in the fight to save the world, we shouldn't forget how we do it and what we leave behind.
Oh, I'm so excited that we can share this story with you. You wouldn't believe how brave and determined Tim was that day. We were all so proud of him. It all started when a terrible storm was heading towards our town. Dark clouds were hanging overhead, and people were hiding in their homes. But not Tim. He knew he had to do something. He couldn't just sit and wait for the disaster to strike. So, despite his fears and doubts, Tim decided to head to the dam to save the town.
Oh, I was so worried. I immediately envisioned all those dreadful scenarios. The storm, the water, the dam. My inner voice kept telling Tim, maybe you shouldn't go. It's too dangerous. But Tim was determined. He ran to the dam, and I couldn't calm down. My heart was racing, and my thoughts were all over the place. The safety of the whole town was at stake. But how could we be sure everything would turn out okay?
Ugh, and how displeased I was with that dirty, wet place where the dam was located. The water was already rising, and it was so slippery and gross. Tim had to wade through all that muck and grime to reach the valve. And that old valve, yuck! It was covered in rust, and turning it was simply revolting. I kept grumbling, Tim, this is horrible, why do you need to do this? But he didn't listen to me, and of course, that was for the best. Thanks to his efforts, we were all saved.
Yeah, I was so angry. Why didn't the adults do anything? Why didn't anyone stop the storm earlier? And that valve, it was just not budging. I was fuming inside because we couldn't let the town be destroyed. Then Tim gathered all his strength. He gritted his teeth, tensed all his muscles, and finally turned that damn valve. The water started to recede, and it was amazing. But you know what? I was angry that he did it alone. Why didn't anyone help him? But in the end, Tim managed, and we won.
Well, friends, it's time for us to say goodbye. We've had an amazing time together, and we're so glad you joined us for this adventure.
I hope you enjoyed the story. And please, don't forget to come back. We'll be waiting for you with more exciting tales.
Until next time, everyone, stay happy and keep smiling. Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you back on our channel. Today is a very special day because Tim is going to tackle a new map in Roblox called Obby, but you're in bike. Can you imagine? Tim will be riding a bike and overcoming various obstacles. This will be an incredibly exciting adventure, full of unexpected twists and cool tricks. I can't wait to see how Tim handles all the challenges. Are you ready? I definitely am.
Yeah, today there will be a lot of action and tough challenges. I can already feel the tension building up. These obstacles can be really tough, but I'm sure Tim will get through all the difficulties and show everyone what he's capable of. Let's see how he handles each challenge along the way.
Oh, I'm already getting nervous just thinking about these obstacles. But don't worry, we'll be right there with Tim every step of the way, supporting him and helping him overcome all the difficulties. I hope everything goes smoothly and without any incidents. The most important thing is for Tim to be careful and remember safety first.
Honestly, I'm a bit skeptical. These bikes and obstacles can be dirty and unpleasant, but I still believe Tim will overcome all the challenges and show everyone how to do it stylishly and neatly. Let's cheer him on and see how he handles this test.
So, let's start our adventure. Today we'll be riding bikes and overcoming obstacles in Obby, but you're in bike. It's going to be fun and exciting. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments. Let's go.
Don't judge Tim too harshly. He just recently started riding a bike, and he might fall. Let's support him when he falls. Support will definitely help him right now.
As you may have noticed, Tim is wearing black clothes today. This is protective gear, which helps our boy Tim avoid injuries when he falls. It protects him and, to some extent, gives Tim a rugged look.
Write in the comments if you like this map format. It's very important for us to know your opinion.
Story time. Today's story is about how Tim learned to ride a bike. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to share this amazing story with you. It was truly a joyful and thrilling week for Tim. It all started when he got his first bike. You should have seen his face when he unpacked it. Tim's eyes sparkled with happiness, and he was eager to try it out right away. The first day was full of fun. Tim rode around the yard, and every successful attempt felt like a little celebration. Do you remember when he first managed to ride a few meters without falling? His smile was so wide it seemed like it could light up the whole street. Every time he overcame a small challenge, he danced with joy and pride. Even when he fell, he got up with a genuine smile on his face, because he knew another success was just around the corner. For me, it was a real celebration watching Tim overcome obstacles with such positivity.
Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I must admit, watching Tim's first biking experiences was a real test for me. The first few attempts were full of anger and frustration. Each fall and failure made him flare up with irritation. He got mad when he couldn't keep his balance or when he crashed into bushes. It was hard for me to watch him struggle with his anger and frustration. Even when he couldn't immediately master the maneuvers, he still didn't give up. His anger and determination to improve helped him persevere, and that wasn't so bad after all. But every time he fell, I could feel my anger rising.
Oh, it was a real test for my anxiety. Every time Tim got on the bike, I literally trembled with worry. I was afraid he'd fall and get hurt, especially when he tried to ride over uneven terrain or perform tricky maneuvers. You should have seen how nervous he was when he stumbled or crashed into obstacles. I worried about every fall and every collision. Inside, I was shaking with fear that he wouldn't be able to handle it. But despite all this anxiety and worry, Tim kept moving forward. He learned to cope with his fears, and that was incredibly important for his success.
Honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about the process. Imagine how awful it was to see Tim coming home in dirty and muddy clothes after riding. Every time he fell into a puddle or mud, I just shuddered with disgust. The unpleasant sounds he made when getting up and his dirty hands after falls. It was all just revolting. But despite all these unpleasant moments, Tim continued to learn and move forward. His determination and willingness to keep going despite all this deserve respect. So despite all the difficulties and challenges, Tim managed to learn to ride a bike and now feels confident and happy. Each of us experienced our own emotions during this process, and that's what made his learning experience so special.
And the next story will be about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. It was incredibly fun. Tim was so excited to get started. When he first got on the skateboard, his face lit up with joy. He couldn't wait to try skating around the park. Every time he successfully completed a trick or mastered a new move, his eyes sparkled with happiness. He was so thrilled with every little success, and I couldn't help but be excited with him.
Ugh, it wasn't easy. When Tim was just starting out, he often got frustrated and angry when things didn't go right. I felt my anger rise whenever he fell and his skateboard got damaged. It was infuriating when he couldn't pull off a trick that he had done before. His anger and frustration from falling sometimes made him forget about safety, which caused even more problems. But all these challenges made him stronger and more determined.
Oh, it was a real stress fest. I was constantly worried about Tim while he was skateboarding. Every jump and trick attempt gave me real anxiety. I was afraid he would fall and get hurt. It was especially scary when he attempted complex tricks at heights or on slippery surfaces. Every time he fell, my anxiety reached its peak. But as he got better at managing his skateboard, my anxiety calmed down a bit.
Ugh, I can't say I enjoyed this. There were moments when Tim would fall, and the dirty skateboard wheels would leave marks on his clothes and on the ground. It was unpleasant to see him come home in dirty clothes with bruises and scrapes. Sometimes he would forget about hygiene, and I had to see him eat with dirty hands or not clean his skateboard after riding. Although I tried to look away from these moments, Tim eventually learned to be more careful and take better care of himself and his equipment.
The next story is about how Tim learned to play the drums. I'm so excited to tell you about Tim learning to play the drums. It was truly magical. When he first sat down at the drums, his eyes lit up with excitement. The first few days were full of enthusiasm. He tried out different rhythms, mixed sounds, and even created his own combinations. Every time he got something right, his face lit up with a big smile. I remember how proud he was when he managed to play his favorite song. His joy was so contagious that even I felt excited. Every little success felt like a celebration, and seeing him so happy was incredibly delightful.
Well, I was also there for the lessons, and I have to admit it wasn't as easy as it might seem. Sometimes Tim turned into a real monster of anger when things didn't go right on the first try, especially when he was trying to master complex rhythms or change speeds. I saw his patience wearing thin and how he began to get angry at himself or the drums. There were many times when he couldn't keep his cool and would throw his drumsticks. It was tough to watch, and I couldn't help but get irritated. But that anger, though unpleasant, helped him face challenges and push through. You see, it was because of these difficult moments that he became stronger and better.
When Tim started his lessons, I just couldn't relax. I was constantly worried he might make a mistake, especially when he was trying out complex rhythms or when the drums were making loud noises. Every missed beat or wrong hit triggered real panic in me. I was anxious that he might overexert himself and worried that the loud sounds might disturb the neighbors. It was especially nerve-wracking when he practiced late at night. I tried to manage my fears and anxieties, and with each time he became more confident, I felt my anxiety gradually fading away.
Honestly, I wasn't thrilled about the process. When Tim was practicing hard, he was sweating, and his hands left marks on the drums. All that sweat and grime sometimes made me feel genuinely disgusted. I was unpleasantly surprised to see that he sometimes forgot to clean his drums after playing. This led to the drums becoming sticky and dirty, and the surrounding area wasn't in the best shape either. I felt a real discomfort from all this mess. Fortunately, over time, Tim started taking better care of his setup and keeping things in order, which made everything a little less disgusting. So, the journey of learning to play the drums was not only challenging, but also full of different emotions. Each feeling, whether it was joy, anger, anxiety, or disgust, played its role in this exciting process, and together, they made his learning experience truly unique.
We had so much fun today sharing stories and experiencing all the emotions with Tim. We hope you enjoyed it too. If you liked our stories and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventures. I hate it when people forget about that. Tim worked hard, and your support means a lot.
Oh, I hope everything went well and nobody forgot to subscribe. I was a bit anxious that something might go wrong. Your likes and subscriptions help us know you want more, and that makes us really happy.
And also, please leave comments. We need to know what you like and what you don't. No junk in the comments, please. We're doing our best to make everything interesting and enjoyable for you.
Thank you for being with us. See you soon, and remember, always stay cheerful and active.
Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and don't forget to check out our channel.
Goodbye. We hope we didn't leave you with any unpleasant feelings.
Bye-bye, and see you next time.